views expressed on this program are those of the hosts, guests, and callers, and are not necessarily those of this station, its management, or other advertisers. You're listening to Transformation Talk Radio.
Hi, welcome. This is Dr. John DeMartini. This is one of the most amazing and inspiring shows that you can listen into. If you want to be on the edge of your seats, if you want to open up your heart, if you want to expand your mind, and you want to meet incredible people, stay tuned because you're just about to experience a transformative radio show that will change your life. And you're listening to the Dr. Pat Show that's coming up right next.
The following audio is via a Skype call.
Welcome to the Dr. Pat Show. Talk radio to thrive by. Powerful, inspiring, and coming to you live, bringing you stories of people like you and me, busting through and living life full out. Get ready to dare to wonder what your life would be like if you knew you could not fail. Wow, everyone. Wow, what a great day it is. Yes, I'm sad. Of course, we're sad here in the Pacific Northwest. You know, we had a moment of hope, and I literally thought we were going to do it again. And so, yeah, it's a different day here, but welcome back, Seattle Seahawks. Welcome back. Great to have you back.
Yeah, they gave it their old heart out in the old college try or whatever you want to call it. It just fell a little short. They did stage quite the nice little rally there in the second half, but I think their first half jitters kind of got to them first.
I do. And, I really do.
But hey, more power to them.
Well, and you know, part of this is you get to build upon the way that you show up. You get to build upon it for next time, and I know that they will. I know that, they came pretty close to something that they never thought would happen. And, here we go. We just keep going because that's what the energy is about. That's what it's about. And it's interesting. I'm writing a little letter to them, Benny.
Are you?
A little letter to them about our theme this year. Which is
good.
Expansiveness,
Let's do it.
It's the kind of thing that is so very cool. But it's great to connect with all of you today on this auspicious day and holiday here in the U.S. And Mr. Benny, how are you doing today?
I'm doing awesome. Thank you for asking.
Are you ready? Are you ready for reconnecting to the creative power of the dragon with our guest, Dr. Christine Page?
Oh, let's do it.
I'm telling you. I'm ready for it. For those of you out there, let me just introduce you to, Dr. Page, pioneer. And I love the word pioneer. We've actually been called a pioneer in positive internet radio. I never thought in a million years that somebody'd say digital radio. Oh my gosh. But she is a pioneer in the field of healthcare, especially for women. And why is that even an important conversation? Well, all you need to do is look at the statistics out there. The level of chronic illness that women are attracting and suffering from right now. But as an international speaker and wisdom keeper, she looks at the world that she's in, sees herself as a bridge. Now, what does a bridge mean? Because I love this idea. That's what we see ourselves as too. But this is a bridge between different healing modalities and states of consciousness. Yeah. So here's what happens. You go out in the world and you're Dr. Christine Page and you have this medical career, many, many fields, right? Pediatrics, gynecology, whatever that is. And then, boom, you create one of the first integrative health centers in Britain. And here you go, having now a holistic practice in London. But as a media spokesperson, co-hosting a radio show in London for 5 years, what is the message for today? The message for today is one of empowerment, and it's one of bringing a powerful voice to the forefront in the way we show up as women. So today, what is it about our latest attraction that we have with dragons? Why are people that never had any background, never read any, stories, fairy tales about them? What is the attraction? And what should we owe Game of Thrones a big hello kudo to today? Wow, get ready because Dr. Christine Page is also going to be doing a fabulous workshop at the Women of Wisdom Conference, and we'll tell you about that. The Rise of the Dragon Queen, reconnecting women to their creative dragon energy. Wow. Dr. Page, it's great to have you here. Yay.
Yeah, it is wonderful to be with you. Sorry, Seahawks, but it's great to be with you on this, as you say, auspicious day, rather misty day down here in San Francisco, but we're very happy to see all the rain.
Yeah, exactly. Here too. And I wanted to ask you, let's start out of the gate with the conversation about just the title of the workshop. I want to start with that. The rise of the Dragon Queen, reconnecting women to their creative dragon energy. Now, here's something I want to come out of the gate with. I don't think there are many people that would say creative and dragon in the same sentence, right? Because people don't really know the relationship. What is that? What is that relationship? And what do you mean by dragon energy?
Well, thank you for that. I feel, first of all, we have to realize that dragons got bad press.
Yeah.
As did the poor old serpent. And when we talk about dragon energy, the dragon often has a serpent tail. So boo to serpents, boo to dragons for 3,000 years. Let's kill them all off and then we can get rid of this. Unfortunately, when the patriarchy tried to kill them all off, we killed off our connection to this dragon energy that lives within the earth. And the way I like to see it, it's like lava. It has a sort of liquid fire, golden quality. And if we think of it, nothing happens, nothing grows upon this earth unless it's connected to this fire and water within the earth. And so when we got cut off from the dragon and we called the under our feet, the underworld, the fires of hell, what the patriarchy and the church were trying to tell us is, for goodness sake, never ever get in touch with your own dragon energy because we won't be able to control you anymore.
But isn't that really kind of the story of things? What is it about dragon energy? What is it about dragon energy that, so many of us relate to? It doesn't matter what age we are either, right?
No.
I mean, we're talking about, wait a minute, let's talk about children that relate to it. Let's talk about adults that relate to it, especially, if we're looking at one of the top rated, well, they call it mini series, who features a dragon queen,
right,
or dragon mother. Okay, so here's this energy. How does this help us get unstuck in our lives? Because we got a little stuckness going on.
We have, and I'm only giving you that background because it's no different, as I said, from unicorns or fairies or other things that were demonized or seen as strange. They are returning. And so what I would like to see women understand, that when we draw this energy into our bodies, we will become powerful individuals. You see, women have been looking for their power. Every woman wants to get empowered nowadays, but she's doing it often by going to the gym or increasing her intellect. I'm telling you, the most powerful place in a woman's body is her womb, because it's in the womb that she brings this energy up from the feet, up into her body, and stores it in her womb. So when a woman speaks from her womb and not from her throat, you hear a completely different woman. She's no longer screeching at you or screaming at you. You realize this is someone who is powerful, and I need to listen to her.
Yeah, I mean, okay, I want to talk to you about something. And I know you're going to be doing a workshop, and I love that you're going to be doing this workshop. And here's the thing. A lot of times we are in a little bit stuckness, sometimes a lot of stuckness. Let me tell you how stuck I was, just so you know, true confessions. Are you ready? I was so stuck before I accidentally dialed the wrong phone number and bought my first hour of airtime in 2003. I was so stuck that I created a concept which is alive and well today, crust busting, crusty. I was so crusted over, had no reason to be, just finished my education, right? Most people look at me and say, oh my gosh, get over yourself, get out there. But that's not at the crux of what goes on for us as women, is it? It isn't that easy sometimes to get out there, especially if getting out there means doing something we actually are not called to do.
Right. Right. And I feel that, if I take it back, is what women have also got disconnected from is the fact that we know how to do cycles. You know, for 35 years of our life, we go through these cycles. And those cycles, we tend to say, oh, well, it's just a period, it's only to do with having children. It's not. It's to do with learning how to use this creative energy in the most powerful way. So it's not just about having ideas. It's not just about being creative. It's recognizing how to be creative, to nurture what you create, and then let go of it. And we might say, well, why would I want to let go of it? Because when we hold on to things, there's no room for anything else. So this dragon energy, why it's so fearful to many people, why people haven't taken it in, is because it demands that you let go of things that don't work for you and you take on those things that do. So when you call on that dragon energy, you better watch out, because no longer can you say, oh, I want it exactly this way. The dragon says, I love you so much, I'm going to bring to you what you really need. And you better watch out, because some things might fall away. That's why women and men have avoided the dragon.
Well, we're going to talk about this in a whole lot more today, because I love this. I love this topic, but, beyond this topic today, Dr. Page, we also, I want to really link, this is really exciting for me. I want to really link how I introduced you about looking at, the bridge builder, your bridge builder between different healing modalities and state of consciousness. I want to talk with you when we come back from break about what is the state of consciousness in your opinion? Where are we right now? And how does the way we now step out into this year, which our theme is accelerated expansiveness, is this really what we're sensing? Is this going on? And what can we do about it, especially if we call upon dragon energy? Stay tuned. We'll be right back. Dr. Christine Page. I'm Dr. Pat. Mr. Benny, all of you, we'll be right back.
Puff the magic dragon lived by the sea and frolicked in the autumn mist in a land called Honolulu.
The preceding audio was via a Skype call.
Tune in to the Jen Royster Show, intuitive guidance to inspire your life, each Thursday at 8 a.m. Pacific and 11 a.m. Eastern on TransformationTalkRadio.com. This amazing show is an inspirational hour that will take you on an epic metaphysical journey to discover the spiritual approach to life's greatest challenges. Dr. Jen is an internationally known intuitive counselor, spiritual teacher, and energy healer. Call in for intuitive readings and visit JenRoyster.com for more information.
The 24th Annual WOW Conference, United We Change the World, is February 11th through the 15th. Featured guests are Dr. Christine Page on Creative Dragon Energy. Dr. Susan Shumsky will show you how to awaken your third eye. And Mira Kelly will present a 2-day intensive workshop on Beyond Past Lives. Join WOW for intimate, experiential, life-changing workshops and evening presentations that will inspire you. You can choose 2 half-day workshops and receive 1 half-day workshop for free through December 31st. Join a supportive community of women on their journey to discover and develop their passions and purpose in life. Women of Wisdom is the place to be. This February 11th through the 15th. Go to thewowconference.org. That's the WOW conference.org to discover all the diverse offerings WOW has to offer you.
A morning filled with dynamic, inspirational music, spirituality, and uplifting messages by TJ Woodward. Come and connect with community conversations and awaken your senses. Awakened Living Sundays with TJ Woodward. Join TJ every Sunday in the San Francisco Bay Area Chapel at Fort Mason and live streaming online 11 a.m. to 12:30 p.m. Pacific Time. To learn more and access the live stream, visit www.awakenedlivingsf.org.
Awaken to your radiant, authentic self. For over 15 years, Soul Purpose Advocate Nancy Monson has been focused on leading change in the lives of those looking to live their true purpose. She is devoted to supporting people in living a soul-directed life every day. Let Nancy help you overcome fear, worry, and doubt. Visit everydayspirituality.com to learn how Nancy can be your soul purpose advocate.
The Doctor is in. Tune in to the hit show, The Psychic Love Doctor, with host Deborah Lee. Deborah's life-affirming, highly perceptive reading method has taught Deborah how to zero in on specific problems with relationships, career pursuits, and current roadblocks to success and happiness. Join Deborah Fridays at 2 p.m. Pacific, and for a special broadcast the second Thursday of every month at 11 a.m. Pacific on TransformationTalkRadio.com.
The following audio is via a Skype call.
Little Jackie Paper loved that rascal Puff and brought him strings and sealing wax and other fancy stuff. Oh, Puff the magic dragon.
Oh, welcome back, everybody. Welcome back. Yep. I had a moment there, Benny. Thank you for that. Wow. Everybody, welcome back. Dr. Christine Page joining me here today. And we're talking about, listen, if you're feeling stuck, if you're feeling like you cannot get out of your own way, if you're feeling like, wait a minute, I don't even know what that even means. 1-800-930-2819. We'd like to hear from you today. Let's get unstuck. Let's get some things moving. 1-800-930-2819. Fabulous conversation upcoming Women of Wisdom, February 11th through the 15th in Seattle. And by the way, unbelievable, the rise of the Dragon Queen, reconnecting women to their creative dragon energy. That is what Dr. Christine Page is doing. That's going to be, I believe, on the 12th. That's going to be from 9 a.m. to 4:30. And today, what do we need to let go of so that we can create? What is it that has to happen? Dr. Page, great to have you here. Before we jump into that, what is the best way for people to find out more about you?
Via my website, which is nice and simple, Christine Page with a CH from my Christine.com. And very welcome to contact me and Facebook as well. And do join me at the wonderful Seattle Women of Wisdom Conference.
I love it. Okay. I love what you said, because I shared with you that I was so crusted over that I came up with this idea way back in the day called crust busting. That was me. Now, I still get stuck. But let's talk about letting go. Tell me a little bit, our listeners, tell us all, just give us a reminder of what some things might be that we might want to let go of.
Okay, so we hold on to what gives us security, what gives us structure. It's called identity. It's like, all my stories. So what we want to do is stop telling those stories. We want to stop feeling that this is who I am, because the potential for who you are is enormous. It is far more than you can ever imagine. You see, our head can only tell us what we already know. It's our heart that takes us to where we need to go. And where is that potential? It's in that dragon energy beneath our feet. So when we tap into that dragon energy and say, welcome home, and you bring it into your body, watch out, because it isn't about saying, this is how I'd like it to be. That's us trying to control it. It's when we say, I am willing and ready to be all that I am, that we are available. And one of the things where you talk about crusting, I think of that story about how you get bigger lobsters or how you get bigger crabs. The crab or the lobster takes off their shell, and then they go to the bottom of the ocean, and then they eat, and then they become bigger, and then their outer surface covers a new shell. So we need to lobster. We need to be a crab. We need to take off our shells. And that's what will free us up. It isn't the fact we don't have contact with this energy. It's we don't let it in.
Yeah. And so, look, if I want to tap into that expansive creative energy that we're talking about here today, and I am having a sense that there's something out there that, we have a campaign that we're launching here in a couple weeks to create a better world through positive media. But we did not know everything about it. We didn't actually know how we wanted to put it together. We didn't actually know the details of things. Don't you think sometimes we get caught in the details of things?
Right.
And how do we go from that overwhelm of, I don't know how it's going to work out. I don't know how it's going to come together. I don't have the money. I need some dragon.
I've spent years teaching people to listen to their intuition. All right. I'm an intuitive myself. So I've done this. I've followed my intuition. I've left my country. I've come to other countries, all following my intuition. But, everybody can hear their intuition. The problem is following it. So people say, hey, I knew this 5 years ago. And I go, well, why aren't you doing it? And so we make up excuses. Our throat chakra, our head makes up excuses. Well, if I'm and when I'm and da-da-da-da-da. Sometimes I feel like I'm the person that comes and stamps on your foot when you're hanging from the cliff. It's like, let go. And because I'm a doctor, I see illness as one of the greatest helpers for our soul. It will say, I will make you let go of this old pattern. So sometimes we need chaos or crisis to happen for us to let go and realize, oh, my God, look what's waiting for me.
Yeah.
And so it isn't about you cannot think yourself out of this box. You have to jump. You have to trust your heart. And sometimes we need a hefty dose of crisis to get us to move because we are so stubborn.
Wow.
And the stupid thing is there's so much good stuff waiting for us. But we are saying, oh, I want this tiny little life rather than this enormous life that's waiting us.
Yeah, I love what you said. And by the way, if you guys are listening to this and you want to get some insight from my guest today, intuitive is an understatement right here on the show. I mean, this is by far, fasten your seatbelts, get ready for what listen, you're taking off. We want to help you. 1-800-930-2819. You know what? Here's what I love. I love this because if you were to hear my whole story, and I'm not going to take up the show to talk about it because this is really about you. After I dialed that wrong phone number in 2003, April 1st of 2004, I came down with a mystery disease, right? Isn't that funny? A mystery disease. Why? I started to doubt myself and it stayed with me. And by the way, I cannot even begin to explain the relationship between stepping on a dream and illness. I would love for you to do that, though, because it happens over and over and over again.
Yes. I mean, I wrote my first book in 1990 on the message of disease. I'd been a doctor for 10 years, and I thought, we are missing what the body is really trying to say to us. We're so busy trying to fix it so people can go back to their miserable lives that are killing them instead of listening to the body. And that's my message. You tell me what your illness is, I'll tell you what your personality is and where you're held up. Because the body is our greatest friend. And I, too, have gone through illnesses. 5 years ago, I had breast cancer. Did I go, oh, my God, I must be a bad person? I went, no, my body must love me so much it's given me breast cancer, which gave me a totally different insight into what I was doing and taught me how to actually take care of my needs rather than the needs of everybody else. So the body loves us and will take us to the place where this dragon energy can really burn away that which is no longer useful and actually inspire those things that you're here to do.
Let's talk about this. What do you, or what have you work with people and you've been working with people across the globe. And I can only imagine what this is like for you, Dr. Page, as here you are embedded in medicine. Let me just say that. And then, have another experience. So I want to talk about this idea of accelerated expansiveness, this dragon energy, and, this Kundalini energy that's coming out. Because if this is happening with people, right, I don't know how we even understand how to deal with it. I know here for me, I am so grateful I'm surrounded by an amazing team of people because I think I would implode.
Yeah. Well, I want to say that I actually started life connected intuitively to the spirit world. All right? I was surrounded by healers and homeopaths and people with esoteric knowledge from the moment I was born. I went into medicine, which actually was very hard for me, and that was one of my soul's journeys, because I actually was overly sensitive and fainted when anybody suffered. So it wasn't a journey that was easy for me. But becoming a doctor was really what I wanted to do, and I have to say it's opened doors that I wouldn't have had otherwise. I love being a doctor, but I started off as an intuitive and a mystic. And so the ability to actually tap into who we are, often we'll go to places that we didn't even think we would go to. And yes, things are speeding up. We're seeing the Earth is actually speeding up. Her frequency is speeding up. We are expanding at a remarkable space. But we must keep our feet on the ground, and not just on the ground, but we need to connect to our truth, not just become followers of other people's fads. This is a time for us to be the unique beings that we are. And each of us has a unique piece of the jigsaw to place on the ground, and this is the time to do it. So I want to make sure I have time to explain how to get into that dragon energy so that your feet don't leave the earth, because being in the head is not helpful. It's actually the energy of the earth which is going to help manifest what it is you want to bring to the world.
Yeah, let's talk about that right now. And a matter of fact, Benny, if you don't mind, let's skip this break. Okay, let's talk about it, because I want to know. I don't like getting ill. I don't like the way it feels to be stuck. And I don't think anyone does. So please, what is the first thing that you would say? What are the top 1, 2, 3 things, Dr. Page, that we should know to prepare ourselves for this?
Okay. First thing, this might be a cliche, but know how much you are loved. You are loved. No, everybody asks me, who are my guides, who's out there? You are so surrounded by love. And love means connected to the spirit world, connected to everything. So working away from isolation, saying, if I am loved, this allows me to move in a different direction. Knowing that you are loved, treat the spirit world. They're always saying, people don't ask me for help. Tell the spirit world, if I am doing anything that is not in harmony with my soul, shut the doors now. Mm. Don't get into shut the doors, but do it quietly and only do it in the way I want it to happen. Be prepared to say, I'm willing to live everything that I can to live my life fully, to be whatever it is I'm here to be. And say, close the doors that are not in harmony with my soul and open those doors that are. The third thing I want to say is, especially as women were designed with our wombs and our menstrual cycle that every month we empty out those things that are finished. We empty out all those old emotions, those stories. When I'm postmenopausal, I do this at the new moon. Men can do it as well, but every one of us needs to empty out that which isn't working for us, not just think, I can hold on to it. So imagine that you have a beautiful pot or a beautiful vessel, and literally imagine emptying it out to Mother Earth. Because when your pot is empty, your bowl is empty, then you can allow this dragon energy to come up from the earth. And so when you're emptying, really important to imagine that your feet, or feel your feet on the earth. Imagine you have magnets on the soles of your feet. Feel the pull of Mother Earth pulling you into the earth. And then most importantly, send your roots into the earth to be surrounded by a loving energy of Mother Earth, surrounding you, not suffocating you. Once your roots are in that ground, then pull up, you can call it a golden light, dragon energy, whatever, and fill it, first of all, in your womb if you're a woman. Bring it up through your body. This is your creative energy. It's your unique blueprint. But what I know is that many people are not rooted in this earth because they had a poor relationship with their mother. They have a poor instinct of being on this earth, so they haven't yet fully entered the earth, and therefore they cannot pull the dragon energy up.
You know, I mean, for many people, this idea of stuckness is something that, you know, it's at this place where we can't really see it as stuck. You know what I'm trying to say? We just feel like we're not moving forward. We're not connecting.
Forget where people are going.
Yeah.
Connect to the earth. I know that might sound strange.
Exactly.
But you cannot do it through your head. All this thinking that we're doing, all this, well, if I had more information, I could move. The how-to books, when we all write how-to books, they're killing us. We're not lacking information. We're not lacking, we are lacking lack of information. So the more in which we can empty ourselves and we can trust inside ourselves, the better for us all.
I want to ask you about the relationship between dragon energy and possibilities. And, you know, this is one of these questions where I've never in a million years been able to think my way to a possibility. I've not been able to think my way to a possibility. You know what I'm saying? You know, I can think my way to a thought, and I think that's what you're talking about too. But when it comes to being aware of possibilities that my mind couldn't bring in the forefront is really a mystery for so many people. And so the question that I want to ask you is, yeah, maybe we've become disconnected from this energy, but that doesn't mean that we have to be without it today.
I know. I mean, as I say, having worked as an intuitive, having listened to people have dreams. They have ideas. Their intuition is talking to them. When I ask somebody, you know, what was going on when you get sick, they say, I know why I got sick because I'm miserable in my marriage, my job. I think, why are we holding on? We know when we're stuck. And why is it that we will not follow forward? And, you know, we can use words like fear of, but they're all just stories. So we can go to therapists for 20 years to tell us how to stop doing it. That's not going to help us. I mean, I'm not against therapists. But I'm saying is sometimes we have to stop thinking, stop trying to work it out, and actually trust that there's another part of you that knows the way. And so that's why I'm saying put a message out. I'm ready. I'm ready to make a move. You know, I want to be all that I am. I want to be big. I want to fill myself with all my possibilities. I'm ready. But don't blame me the day after when you lose your job or something, because the universe will say, oh, she said she's ready.
Yeah, that's actually what happened to me.
Okay.
That's exactly what happened to me in 1990. I mean, that is really what happened to me. I mean, I don't know that I wish I would have been able to say I'm ready, but I said something or had to have some kind of energy that said, what I'm doing today is not what I want to be doing. I have a different idea because, boom, you're absolutely right. Don't be surprised if that job you've had for 24 and a half years, like I did, goes away. How do we hold? Here's the question that I get asked a lot, Dr. Page. How do I hold the energy that I'm going to be okay?
I know. And I know you might, you know, I'm saying this over and over. Connect with Mother Earth, all right? The earth is shifting. We're shifting. We're watching it happen. But we know that the more we're embodied on the earth, the more we'll be able to ride those waves of change. Get out into nature. Get your feet on the earth. Shut off your iPad, your iPhone, everything. You're not going to find the answers there. I mean, of course we do. But get your feet on the ground. Do things like dancing. Do things. It might feel strange, but the more you're in your body and on the earth, the easier the transition is. And the easier in which you can be filled with this energy. And so that would be the way I would suggest you go.
Yeah. This and taking a look at this idea of envisioning loftiness. Can you talk about this, the relationship between dragon energy and the extent to which we can envision where, this idea, this creativity that may be something that we've always been told, you're thinking too big, you're dreaming too big, that's just not, okay, my favorite, are you ready?
Yeah.
That's not realistic, Doctor. What does the dragon say to that?
I feel that there's no limits to where we can take this. Mm-hmm. Of course, I've got to say there are those who only have ideas in their heads, and again, I'm saying, I've met schizophrenics who believe and manics who believe so much. I've also met people who have solidly pushed forward on their belief systems and have created amazing things which everybody thought wouldn't happen, including myself, including you. You know, what I say is, tell the universe, if it's only crazy in my head, stop it completely. All right? If it's only some idea that's never going to be manifest, stop it completely. I've used that a lot myself. It says, if this is coming from my head and not my heart, stop it. And I've never been stopped. So I'm saying is you can put up some sort of connection and say, okay, it's not stopped, I'm going to keep doing it. And what keeps coming back to me, especially for women, is the importance of being with other women and men. I mean, I've got a fantastic husband who supports me, and we need men and women who support us. But women are better when we are together. And to have women supporting you who aren't trying to fix you, change you, judge you, women who can just say, go girl, that's what women are best at. And so I would say if you have great dreams, and it sounds as if you've got some fabulous people around you, create a community of like-minded beings. People who aren't trying to, walk in your path or skip along with your drum. Get people who are already marching by their own drum. They are the people who you want to be around because they will let you be free to be who you are.
Wow. We're going to take a short break. When we come back, we're going to talk about, what you are bringing to the Women of Wisdom Conference and what this workshop is about. We're going to take folks through an idea of, look, by the time you're done, here's where you might be. And how will this help you realize the life that you were meant to live? Dr. Christine Page joining me here today. What a great show. I love this conversation. And, for those of you thinking, well, I don't even know where to begin to tap into this energy. Well, we've got lots of information for you. Stay tuned. We'll be right back.
The preceding audio was via a Skype call.
Calling all dreamers. Are you living your dream life? Actualize your possibilities with Life Coaching Radio and your host, Deb Stetzer. If you're feeling stuck in a rut, Deb is here to help you turn your dreams into a reality. Life Coaching Radio. Dream it, live it, be it. To learn more about Deb, visit www.mylifecoach.us.
Get into it for 2016. Do you want more prosperity, clarity, energy, and balance in your life? Join Lynn Brown now through March for one of her amazing workshops, each focusing on a key part of living your best life. For more information and to register for one of these amazing workshops, visit lynnbrownevent.com. That's lynnbrownevent.com. And get into it this 2016 with Lynn Brown.
We Carry the Light with host Dr. Susan Allison is the show that inspires you to find the light within and shine your light in the world. You'll hear from guests who model how to be the highest, brightest, most evolved, fulfilled, and conscious humans possible. Tune in each Thursday, 10 a.m. Pacific, 1 p.m. Eastern on TransformationTalkRadio.com and let Dr. Susan help you discover that you carry the unique light that only you can shine.
Living Kabbalah. Experience the fruits of the Tree of Life. In this 10-month Ascension program, Kabbalah unlocks the potential of your own divine nature to know and accomplish your unique purpose in life. Get ready for real and lasting change.
Enroll now for this 10-month Ascension program starting January 30th through 31st. Visit 10thhouse.org. That's 10thhouse.org today to learn more. Let the transition begin. Tune in to the hit show, Majestic Insights Radio, Success for Life's Transitions, with host Carrie Keith. Carrie is a gifted intuitive coach, healer, and teacher who will lead you through her empowering techniques of ancient wisdom and awareness so you can live your happiest, healthiest, and most vibrant life. Let Carrie teach you the tools of transformation that will help you experience success for all of life's transitions. To learn more about Carrie, visit www.majesticinsights.com.
The following audio is via a Skype call.
Hey, everybody. Welcome. It's great to have you here. So great to have you here. Thank you so much for tuning in, turning us on. For more information about us, go to transformationtalkradio.com, or you can go to the drpatshow.com. Certainly, if you would like to find out more about Dr. Christine Page, as we said before, you can go to christinepage.com and Facebook Dr. Christine Page. For the Women of Wisdom Conference, we're going to tell you all about it now, because this is a conversation that Dr. Page and I are having in a relatively short period of time. So, can you imagine what might happen if you spend some time with Dr. Page and literally understand the unlimited potential that dragon energy has? Dr. Page, thank you for joining me. Tell us, we've talked about a number of different things, but I know you're going to be doing pretty much a full day workshop at the Women of Wisdom conference. Could you tell us a bit about this?
Absolutely, and I'm so delighted to meet any of you who might come along. So please do introduce yourself if you've been listening. So the workshop is designed to help release you from all these fears and anxieties you might have about being all that you are. All these things don't happen for me. All these stories we've got. When you look at this dragon energy, there is no limit to the abundance that it offers you. So unlike things like oil, and we talk about whether you like oil or not, there's a limit to it. This is an eternal energy that is always there. So you imagine being filled with this energy that only doesn't just give you creativity, but gives you abundance, fertility, nurturing. Like, it can't stop giving you that when you tap into it. And so what we're going to be looking at, what are the mechanisms or what are the things we say to ourselves? We say, I can't do this. What poverty consciousness do we work in? What do we learn about ourselves? And so we will be looking at some of that. And one of the things I do is to use music and meditation. So I'm going to be inspiring you to come and maybe even lie down on the floor where we are, so you allow the music to work through you, because the music releases some of the holds you've got on allowing this creative energy to enter you. And as we do that, we'll also be looking at what is it the ancestral messages, especially your mother, your grandmothers, because when we as women grow and when we're being conceived, we take on all those energies. So we're going to be clearing the energies of our ancestors, and we're going to be looking at how do we create a world for the next 7 generations to come. So come to be cleansed, to be cleared. I'll be teaching you how to do this on a regular basis so you don't get caught up with many times we're caught up with energy that isn't even ours. We're carrying other people's emotions. So we're going to clear our energy. We're also going to look at how the dragon energy is very much associated with clear vision. And for women especially, that clear vision is to be able to see through people's masks. And I feel that that's why women have often been seen as witches or don't use that eye on me. So I want to encourage women to know that what they see is usually true, because women were always the visionaries. Women were the visionaries to tell the world, the tribe, what we were going to do in this world. So I want to develop that visionary within you, so you've got the courage to walk your talk. And I want you to become that leader, because, again, as a visionary, you are a leader, you're not a follower. So I want to encourage that part as well. And finally, I'll be bringing you back to recognizing that women do so much better when we're in community, but a healthy community. Many times women have not always been the best friends to us. But now we need to create communities of women where we trust each other to support, because that is one of our greatest strengths, is togetherness.
It really is, isn't it? It really is a time, and we're seeing this over and over and over again, with women that are taking a step back and saying, wait a minute, collaboration, cooperation, this is what we can do. I want to ask you this. I mentioned earlier we have a crowdfunding initiative we're launching, and it's literally called Take Back Talk Radio to Give Back Talk Radio. So it's a campaign to raise funds to finish our technology sooner because people would like us to. But it's also about sustaining and growing positive talk radio and positive messages. How does Dragon Energy assist with that initiative, that sending that level of positivity out in the world? How can that truly help? And what is it about Dragon Energy that can help us with that?
I just feel there's a perfect match. There's no way that the Dragon wouldn't want this to happen. The Dragon Energy is always about connection. It's always about, I talked about love earlier. Love is connecting. So Dragon Energy says, I want to connect to anything that is going to create a better world for us, a more harmonious, a more peaceful world. And one of the things the Dragon I was just mentioning, the Dragon is about seeing. What do I see? And I feel radio, talk radio, has that ability to help people to see more clearly, to have a better vision on life. So sometimes, we're lost in our own cloud and we just turn on the radio. It's like, oh, there you go. That's what we want. We want that optimistic, that positive, that we are connected to the people who are talking. I hope people are feeling they're connected to me as I talk. So that, I feel, the Dragon Energy is all about connectivity and seeing things more clearly. And I just want to say, one of the other things the Dragon Energy does, it exposes those things or those things that are happening in secret, in the darkness. And I feel that the more we share and talk together, the more in which that which is happening, which is not always good for everybody else, but is only good for the few, is exposed. So I see a time where the Dragon will say, nobody can work in the dark. Everything needs to be brought into the light, into the positive. Then we can work together as a community.
I wanted to ask you, if people, as you and I know, we were talking about this during the break, millions and millions of people have been affected by the past 8 to 10 years in ways, that they can't even describe. Generations of children that were born into an era of fear and lack and so many things, so many changes in expectations and promises in the world. How does one help or ask the Dragon Energy to assist with shedding the skin of what some folks, Dr. Page, call economic trauma at an emotional level?
Well, it's not the first time, of course, we've gone through this. And,
no.
and,
no.
Being an astrologer, Uranus in Aries, which we have now, was exactly the same about the Depression, the Great Depression. So we're going through this time. But through it all, we're also breaking down, what we saw in 2008 was the breakdown of structures that were unethical, immoral, and I feel that is still carrying on. So I know it's a tough time for people, but we won't get anywhere until we stop being supporting systems that actually are not supportable. And this is where the individual has to say, well, what about me? What do I feel about this? And I know I don't want to get into politics, but it's really saying is listen to what people are telling you. Are they trying to woo you over? Are they trying to just say, oh, I'm going to make everything great for you? Or are they allowing you to be yourself? Are they inspiring you to find that creative dragon energy in yourself and how to use it? Because this isn't a time of followers and gurus and messiahs. This is a time of moving into the power that you have as an individual to be the unique you that you are. And that is what will bring our finances back into balance, not allowing only the few to have and the many to suffer.
Wow. You know, for folks out there, please, I want to just encourage you to check out this year's Women of Wisdom conference. And of course, Dr. Christine Page, we're excited to have her there. You can go to womenofwisdom.org and you'll be able to see the full conference schedule. But this is an amazing time right now to really call upon that energy we're talking about. Here's a question for you, Dr. Page. Many folks think, well, wait a minute, yeah, sure, Christine Page can do that, maybe even Dr. Pat, but not me. I've never really had any experience calling on dragon energy. I don't even know how to talk to my dragon energy. Can you demystify this for us?
I think, we can put it into creative potential. We can talk about my intuitive heart. What is the dream that keeps coming back to you to say, do it? Don't put it off. When we are not living from our truth, finances do dry up. But when we actually say, I'm going to do it, the doors open and things happen for you. So where are you stuck in a cul-de-sac just dreaming about doing something but not actually doing it? Because when we don't put energy into something or we're putting energy into the wrong thing, then the finances dry up. This isn't just about you or I or anybody. I have been through ups and downs financially, but my God, I do have no regrets about the risks I've taken to follow my heart. Mm-hmm. Most times I've jumped and never known what the next step was going to be. And so I'm not doing this from a place of complacency. I'm doing it like, I've done it, you can do it.
Yeah.
And I'll fly with you if you jump. You're not alone. You will never be alone. Jump and you will be held. But stay on the cliff and just talk about it, nothing's going to happen.
I love it. Thursday evening, you're also going to be talking about Together We Can Move Mountains, right?
Yes. And that's, again, talking to women to say is, we know that when men get stressed, there tends to go into the fight and flight response. When women get stressed, we phone someone, we befriend and tend, we ask for help. And I see that women, especially in busy lives, have become more and more isolated. We don't always have the time to take time out to have a cup of coffee with someone. And texting doesn't work, just at that level.
Right.
So I'm going to encourage women to form small communities, to make contact, eye contact, heart contact, and actually realize that's what empowers us.
Wow. And not only is that what empowers us, but here's what you were talking about earlier, right? It enables us to tap in to that unlimited creativity. And, people know what Einstein has said about creativity and about spirituality. This is the time for it, isn't it, Dr. Page?
Oh, it is. And, although these new children have had some issues with the finances, look at how we've changed in technology. These kids are playing these games. They're saying anything is possible. Anything is possible. Now, there are some of the games I perhaps wouldn't always say are the best. But I am saying is now children think that they can just put a finger there and something will be developed. That is exactly what this time is about. Think it and it will happen. Of course, we have to be mindful about what we think, but I'm only saying is we are in this space where whatever you think, you can manifest. And what we only have to do is to take responsibility for that manifestation. But I see tremendous changes in consciousness happening in these next 6 or 7 years.
Wow. I love this. Thank you so much for today.
Thank you, Dr. Pat. It's been fantastic.
I'm so excited. One last question, please. Again, let folks know how they can find out more about you. And what's your personal message? What would you like to leave us with today?
So I'd love to see anybody coming to my website, ChristinePage.com, Christine with a CH, to Facebook, to see you at the conference, to any of my other events. My message is, know that you are beautiful, know you are loved, and just go for it.
That's what I'm talking about, everybody. Yeah, Positive Talk Radio rules. Let's take a short break. We'll be right back. Thank you, Dr. Page, for an amazing show, and I'll see you soon.
Thank you, Dr. Pat. Thank you, Barry, for all your help. Bye.
Bye, everybody. Hey, everybody, stay tuned. We're not done. Got another great show coming up here today. We got another one. Stay tuned. We'll be right back.
The preceding audio was via a Skype call.